After Devil May Cry 3, I thought I finally understood how brutal Devil May Cry could be. So, I expected Devil May Cry 4 to punish me just as much. But somehow, I was having way more fun. The game begins with Nero running late, and he gets attacked by demons, further delaying him. He was running late to Kyrie's performance, and it seems Kyrie herself was a little disappointed. But he does make it, just at the end. Nero stays for a little bit of the service, but decides to leave when they're praying. His arm starts glowing, which seemed to be reacting to Dante. And it looks like Dante wasn't here to join the service, but caused some trouble. This part confused me. If this was a church, why were guards carrying around swords? But, of course, they were no match for Dante, so he quickly slaughtered them all. The moment Kyrie was in trouble, Nero stepped in. And we see who they were actually praying to. Sparta. Finally, it was our time to shine. The game took us through a little bit of a tutorial, which I thought was really nice. It was also quite nice to see some of the game's humor early. After the game taught us a bit more, it was finally time for us to show all we can do. I want to say it went smoothly, but we're against Dante. We were very lucky he wasn't taking us seriously. It was pretty obvious he could beat us up anytime he wanted to, but he just was not trying on us.
Getting better. I would even go as far as to say that I underestimated your abilities.
I have to say, I did not expect this from Dante. He was already able to figure out there was some sort of similarity between them.
And them. I suspect you carry something different from the others.
What are you talking about?
You will come to learn the meaning soon enough. But business beckons.
We then receive a weapon and get orders to capture Dante. And
Trust me, I'll get it
we
done.
run into more demons. I originally thought all the demons should be sealed in the demon world, but it appears they have come back. Well, either way, it's the perfect time to get used to Nero. After defeating all the enemies, our next goal is to get out of the city of Fortuna. Of course, there's always going to be something stopping us along the way. Something I would do is I wouldn't buy out all the move sets right away, just so I can master the small pool I have and then add on something so I get better at it. Gaining the snatch ability was one of the best things that happened to me. And it was actually one of the abilities that really made me enjoy Nero. It also helped me do this special mission. As you can see here, I used it like this in the beginning. Just pull enemies to me and then deal damage to them. I also learned a little bit about Exceed. It's not something I used too much in the beginning, but as I learned how to use it more, it's something I was constantly doing. In the comments, feel free to type something that you think I should learn before DMC5. I want to spend a good amount of time on DMC4 just getting better and learning all the mechanics before jumping into 5. I like the upgrade they did on these statues. They feel more like enemies and they actually are able to move around. I do these whenever I see them just to work on my fighting ability a little bit. Back to Nero, we get introduced to our first proper boss. My main strategy was kind of attack his back, so I would have time to at least react or dodge. Also, I did not expect our Buster ability to be able to throw around a boss, but definitely cool to see. I also love to see how the boss could react to what I did. It was absolutely insane. Okay, cool. Unfortunately, he ran away before we could finish killing him, but we still have to move on. Entering this next mission, I made sure to pick up a bunch of new abilities. My favorite move picked up was Nero's Stinger ability. After falling off this bridge, we get introduced to a new enemy, and they allow our Buster to do a new animation, which I thought was really neat. And just before we enter this castle, we meet someone.
You're Nero, right?
All I've got to say is,
I've heard rumors
very
that
interesting
everyone-
character. Interesting weapon chief placement. Our first order of business is to get rid of all the barriers that are stopping us from going places. We eventually run into this knight, and I guess he wasn't on our side. So we quickly handled business and figured out
Demon
it was just armor. Demon possessed armor.
Sign.
We also unlock another ability. It's the ability to push these gyro blades around, which are actually pretty useful in combat too. Something I wish I figured out a lot earlier was hitting it with a melee attack followed by a buster attack allowed it to go further. And this was my favorite special mission, Special Mission 2. It introduced me to this mechanic allowing me to snatch enemies and then buster them, which is something I end up using a lot. And it's something you could do without touching the ground, which makes it even cooler. With our gyro blade moving ability, we're able to finish this puzzle, which unlocks a new area for us, where we get introduced to a new boss. And don't be fooled, that was in the main body.
Wow.
I came into this fight very observant, just trying to figure out what were its abilities and when it would jump out at me. And before long, we managed to deal with it pretty quickly.
Come on. Nice.
First try too. It was a very simple boss. It also got very pissed at us that it called its brothers,
Close that portal.
but thankfully, we're able to close
I
it
am
before
not
they
dealing-
came through. After that fight, we gained the ability to locate secret items
Your
and also
stylish
special
ranking
missions.
out.
Mission 3 was very simple. All I had to do was dodge the enemies and
got it.
emote on them. Mission 10 was also simple. All I had to do was move the gyro blades to hit different structures. Unfortunately, with
Yeah.
how I was doing it at first, without hitting it with a normal attack, was too slow.
Wow.
But once
Just
I
with a second
realized
left.
you had to hit it with a normal attack first, we managed to do it with a second to spare.
Oh, but I'm
Back to Nero, we fall into this abyss, but it does give us the winged talisman, so all is forgiven. And now it's time to make it back to the main chamber. With the winged talisman, it allowed us to break down the chandelier, hitting it on the priest's picture. And now we see the priest's dead body. Well, we thought he was dead. Can't say these guys were that surprised. And this guy was more worried about Nero funding his research. Falling into this hole, we reach a point where we can't get past. Luckily for us, these new enemies made us way through. Pretty simple enemies. You could stun them with gunfire and then attack them with your sword. And then we get put into this interesting room where we have to move our statue using the dice. Red summoning enemies. Blue giving us a bunch of red orbs. And white allowing us to roll the dice again. After a couple rounds of that, the barrier holding the wall breaks. And we enter the lab.
Is that?
Agnes runs it, and he wants to get rid of us now because we saw his work. His boss battle was pretty simple. All we had to do was dodge the swords and throw it back at the glass.
I'm straight for you, bro.
I guess we know who these demon knights work for. And it also looks like he was the one who created them. Unluckily for Agnes, Nero's not giving up here.
Oh my.
And even more unlucky, Yamato resonates with Nero. And he unlocks his pseudo demon form, which I thought was pretty cool and different from both Virgil and Dante's devil triggers.
Oh, bro's in love.
Also, Agnes turned into a demon.
Said is true. Kratos must have known something.
We decide to leave this facility where we opened a bridge. Now, all we have to do is get there. This low-key took so long. We had to go through all the parts we've gone through before and eventually make our way to the bridge. And super weird. The whole weather changed in like a couple moments.
What the hell is this? Sorry, kid. This is gonna have to wait.
After 6 missions, I can already tell DMC is a very different experience from DMC 3. I came into this game expecting to struggle, but instead I found myself wanting to learn more. I still have a lot to figure out with Nero, and I haven't even came close to mastering what he can do. So for now, I'm gonna keep learning, because if this is what I've been able to do after 6 missions, I'm really curious to see what happens when I actually get good.